Hey, we back in the joint. It's your boys at the verse, putting in the grind 24/7, down in the trenches. The degeneracy never stops around here. And we know if you're here, you're a filthy animal, and we'd love to have you. We're super glad you made it on Thursday night. 8 people in here. It's 8 o'clock. What's up, Chris?
Welcome to another beautiful day in the Matrix. We're putting in the work. We're always researching. The grind don't stop. While your friends go out on the weekends and drink and eat cake and ice cream and watch sports games so other men work winning, we're in the trenches grinding, man, and that's what we do nonstop. We got a goal to set. We started this journey. We're going to finish this journey. And hey, I love this live stream, man. Glad to have you back on. The last one was kind of dry. This one's going to be lit. And at the end of the day, man, we never switched up, man. We're the same. We've been doing the same exact thing since we started this. We do live streams every Monday, Thursday. Sometimes we switch it up some on the time frame or whatever. We talk about meme coins. We talk about narratives. We talk about AlienX. And that it is what it is. And, the crazy part about it was we went on like a straight AlienX bender to the point where when we started talking about the stuff that we always talked about, people were like, "Oh my God, why don't you just stick with AlienX?" I'm like, bro, we never switched up. When nobody wanted to talk about AlienX, what were we doing?
We were talking about Titan X. I mean,
When
a cool little tidbit for you. If you look, maybe it points the other way. But if you see at the bottom left of the screen, that's the very first verse logo. It's actually all different blockchains being brought together by this one black bar here, and then the verse in the middle. So what that means is that we always intended to cover all blockchains. Silly. We was blockchain agnostic from the get off rip. We've been in the degenest of miners you've ever thought of. The mischief airdrop miners. Like, look, man, we played the speakeasy. Like, we have got and played the dirtiest of games. But you know what? It's been a good time. It's been a good almost coming up on 4 years in December, my guy. 4 years, brother.
Yeah, 4 years, man. We had the ups and downs. We had some of the biggest wins, and we had some of the biggest losses. So it's pretty cool, man. And we're getting towards the end of a cycle, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to go down to Costa Rica. You go skating, I go surfing, and we just chill. We start posting photos, but we don't tell people the top is in. So, but like I said, when it comes to this game, man, the biggest thing I want to highlight is we never switched up. People switch up all the time. They go from one thing to another. We assess things, and it's just all over the place. The main thing that we're trying to get across is we talk about AlienX when there's something to talk about. We talk about Blast when there's something to talk about. We talk about Solana when there's something to talk about. We do TA on all charts. We look at narratives. We front run people. We do stuff that ends up on bigger channels. There's bigger channels that watch us, and then all of a sudden I start to see similar comparisons. I'll give you a great example. We're talking about this bull flag. We're talking about the market maker. We're talking about what we're seeing on Ethereum with Wyckoff's method. Next thing you know, I'll go another big channel. I see my work on top of it. I see Trey's work on top of it because he's been doing a lot of work with, I think it's like a Japanese or Chinese trading method. And he's been absolutely crushing it, looking at, the DragonX and the AlienX chart. So the stuff that you see, this is real. We're not dancing around. We're not causing drama. Like, this is just who we are. Who we are on this camera is who we are in the real world. That's it. We might be a little messed up in the head. Like, I surf 10-foot waves. Trey, he'll drop in on like a 30-foot drop on a half pipe. Like, we're kind of messed up in the head, and anybody who does that is borderline psychotic. But outside of that, we're still the same. You see what I'm saying? Any thoughts on that?
That's right. We just wanted to come in and become the best traders. We like to become the best at everything that we do. That's the motto of living a good lifestyle. You just go in and try to do the best at everything you do. Like, I've been finishing my master's degree, and I've got to do real tedious stuff all the time. But you know what? I got to do 100% of my work, and then it leads my research into other avenues that I never thought I was going to get to bring blockchain into. So really, really cool stuff when you give it your all at everything you do. That's what we try to do. We've given it our all, and we're going to be out of this market soon, folks. It's creeping now. So, this is why we having this little opener like this instead of jumping right in, because we really don't like all the emotional stuff and all the fuzzy warm butterflies. We rainbows and sunshine. We got to get down to business. We're still in the markets, and the waves are still about to go up. So that's the goal today.
Yes, sir. And hey, like I said, I think the main point I'm trying to say is we're the black sheep. And when I say we're the black sheep, we do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. So when everybody's FOMOing in and buying Dragon X, buying Volt, buying what's another coin? Jinin on Solana or all these other coins. We're doing the opposite. We're finding the coins that nobody expects. We're finding the coins that are least popular. Sometimes I'll put out a tweet about a coin to see the engagement, and if the engagement's really low, and I know it's an absolute screamer, that tells me everything I need to know. If I put it out there and it turns out to be an absolute screamer, then we're in the wrong place, because we want to find the things that could potentially turn into something. Now, all right, I know enough BSing around, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about, and I think this is going to be a really, really great live stream today, man, because what I noticed with some of these sub ecosystems, especially like with Pulse Chain, AlienX, even Blast, the ones that we have a lot of people following us and listening to us and stuff. When we put something out there, I noticed that people repeat it like parrots, and there's nothing wrong with that because it's great marketing if it's effective. But also, we gotta be careful with certain things we put out there, because that said piece of information could be something we have in our back pocket that could be useful. And I know a lot of people it's called gatekeeping, and a lot of people like to do it. But today, I'm gonna put something out there that I've been gatekeeping for a minute, that I don't think, and this is for the AlienX community. This is something that the AlienX community hasn't really looked into yet, and it gets into something called ratios. Trey Souls, do you know the difference between a good trader and a phenomenal trader?
I'd love to hear your analysis. I'd love to hear your analysis. I don't even want to guess.
It's understanding ratios. So if we go and we just look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, would you say Bitcoin leads the market? So Bitcoin goes up, and typically that's how the market goes.
According to the Bitcoin standard, yeah.
So here, I'm going to pull up the ETH BTC chart, because this is going to be an extremely important concept when we start talking about ratios. Because if you can wrap your head around how ratio trading works, then you'll be unstoppable, especially when we start to get into the bottom of the next market. This is something you can utilize to really level up in the game. So let me do a quick screen share. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. Now, if we look at this chart, this is just on Coinbase. So right in 2016, when Ethereum launched, it dumped down, and then next thing you know, it did a 146x versus Bitcoin, right? And then it's just been trading sideways. And then now it's starting to dump down. So in recent months, if you were holding Bitcoin, you would be up. If you're holding Ethereum instead of Bitcoin, you would be down 34%. So what ratio trading is understanding which assets are more valuable and how should you position your money so that you can capitalize on the market. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So when it comes to these ratio trading, it's pretty evident when it comes to looking at Solana, Bitcoin, and all these other big top altcoins in the top 100, because a lot of the most advanced traders that either do swing trading, leverage trading, the ones that actually make money, they look at this type of stuff every single day and they have it down to a T. Now, when it comes to like the Hex, the Pulse Chain, and the AlienX community, I see some people talk about it, but I don't see them grasp it. You see what I'm getting at here?
Of course.
So this is what we're going to really talk about with ratios, and I'm gonna put this out here, and this is going to be extremely important. I highly suggest anyone watching this live stream, watch it 3 to 4 times, because if you can get this concept, you'll crush it in this bull market. You'll crush it in the bear market when you need to start buying the bottom of Bitcoin and get in good position in Bitcoin. And then if you rotate effectively into the following bull market, then that's where you can see the life-changing gains. Does that make sense?
I'm tracking 100%, and I'm an idiot, so that's great.
You're an idea, man. Yeah, give yourself a little credit. So
hey,
cool.
Let's just say, like, I had the conversation with this professor, and he was like, "Hey, should I hold Sol?" And I said, "Sweetie might be a better hold because of its ratio."
Yeah, exactly. So this is what I mean about ratio. So we'll get in. Well, let's just cover ratio since I went into it. We'll talk about AlienX second. We have to talk about AlienX, and then we'll keep it moving. So why am I talking about ratios for AlienX ecosystem? So right now in the AlienX ecosystem, let me go here to our beautiful kingdoms that a lot of people, you hear a lot being said right now. AlienX miners are profitable, means we are hyperdeflationary. This is the phase that we're slowly phasing into, hyperdeflationary. I'm not saying it's going to happen this week. It could happen in 2 weeks. It could even happen a month or maybe in 3 months, but it'll happen sometime in this market. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up hyperdeflationary is there's going to come a time where we start to see what I call the AlienX altcoin boom, where you have these main utility coins. And then the second phase is going to be the meme coin boom. I know a lot of people in the community talk about, oh, meme coins this, it's pump and dump, yada, yada, yada. And I do agree, a lot of these meme coins are pump and dumps. But if AlienX blows up, you're going to have devs from Ethereum, Solana, Blast, all over, and they're going to be like, oh, wow, this AlienX equation's cool. It's just like Ethereum, but goes up a lot faster. Why don't I launch a meme coin on top of it and take advantage of the situation? So you're going to see like 300 of these meme coins pop on top of it, and it's going to be very difficult to keep track. You see what I'm saying?
Come on, preach
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir. So this is where we're at. But in the AlienX altcoin boom, which is what we're phasing into, and I'm going to coin that phrase. We got some beautiful altcoins that are on the market right now. Now, I want to show you guys DragonX, and this gets into ratio trading to a T. So when I say ratio trading, if you're in the AlienX ecosystem, there is a high percent chance that you have a massive position in AlienX. Like maybe anywhere between 30% to 80% of your portfolio is in AlienX. Unless you're a die-hardcore maxi, you put 100% into the ecosystem. It is what it is. You probably have a bunch of AlienX and a little small amount of ETH, which means when you look at the price of these tokens, the first thing you should be looking at is how it measures versus AlienX, not the actual dollar price of the token. You see what I'm getting at here?
Just like
So,
how.
go
Sorry,
ahead.
go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, like a simple example would be like if you were holding PTGC on Pulse Chain versus holding Pulse Chain, you'd be sitting in a lot better position.
Exactly. Yeah. Perfect. So you're looking at what we call leverage play. Your goal is, all right, I'm bullish on AlienX. Which altcoin is going to give me more AlienX? That's it. Because if all these altcoins are on top of AlienX, then they're betting that AlienX is going to do really well. And then they're going to leverage that bet to do better on top of AlienX. See what I'm getting at here? That's where leverage comes in. Lever. You pull a lever. So, spelling. You know what I'm saying? Words got power. I'm just telling you.
I'm all over it.
All right. So look at the DragonX ratio right here. Okay. So back when nobody really cared about DragonX, and which is also the time we were actually buying, which is actually pretty funny. So way back in the day when nobody cared about DragonX, and this was for about days. So 182 days. DragonX was basically trading 1-to-1 versus TitanX. So it doesn't matter if you own DragonX, it didn't matter if you own TitanX. The value of one DragonX was equivalent to the value of one DragonX. So you can position either way, and you're still being a good bet. And then all of a sudden, we had the DragonX boom in July, and DragonX went absolutely ballistic. So from where TitanX was sitting and what DragonX did, it did a 24%, a 24x. So what that means is TitanX did a 6x, and then DragonX did a 24x on top of that. So then you do 24 times 6, which I can't do the mental math. What is that? 24 times 6. I'm not gonna even try. 144x in dollar amount. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, if you're holding DragonX, you 24x your TitanX position. That's the point I'm trying to get across. So when I look at this chart, you see that DragonX versus the TitanX pair, it goes up pretty well, and it's a great measurement to accumulate more TitanX. Now let's check out Volt. So Volt has been absolutely crushing. Shout out to Steve DeFi, because the guy created a phenomenal project. A lot of people are talking about it. It's building community, and to be honest, the project's building on top of Volt. It's going to be really revolutionary. But the one thing I just want to point out, if this lets me pull it up. All right. I don't know why my computer's so slow. Oh, here you go. So let's look at the ratio of Volt versus TitanX. So just a quick breakdown. Me doing a little TA on Volt from last time. I'm just going to get rid of all of this. It ain't TA unless Trey Souls is in the live stream. So,
all right, we're back. Won't abandon you.
So look at the price. So the price of Volt when during this period of time, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's about a 7-day window when nobody really cared about it, right? And then in dollar amount, it did a 23x, right? So 23x in dollar amount. Now let's look at the ratio, because that's important. So if you're holding TitanX and you're looking at the ratio, look at that, I was actually looking at this. So if you're holding the TitanX and you're looking at the ratio versus Volt, which is going to be important. If you're in this period of time when nobody cared about it, from the first pump up, you would have 6x your TitanX position. And then to now, you would have 10x your TitanX position. So just looking at Volt alone, you 10x your position. Well, and keep in mind, that's good, because if you look at the grand scheme of things since it launched, TitanX did somewhere between a 3 to 4x, which means you did, was it like a 40x on your money? I know I said it earlier, I can't remember the number. So the point I'm trying to say is when you look at these altcoins, if you are a big TitanX investor, look at the ratio versus all the other projects, because the potential is when you see an explosion in the price chart and you're measuring that ratio. You see what I'm getting at here?
Absolutely. So, yeah. That's just measuring your upside, really. You're trying to grow your TitanX bags. And the only way you can do that is by getting in when, like you said, nobody cares. That's the whole point. That's how you're going to get that big of a gain.
Right. And if you guys look, so this thing blew up, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, Volt's coming back!" And then it came down here, and then we look at the next pump up. It did a 2x versus TitanX, which is good. And look, a 2x on top of the appreciation of TitanX, that's good. That's the point I'm trying to say. But when you're measuring these ratios, that's where you see the opportunity. Now, here's the interesting part. Everyone's like freaking out. They're like, "Oh my God, Volt is dumping. What's going on? This is the time, blah, 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 blah." But if you just look at it versus TitanX, Volt isn't actually really that dumping. It's TitanX that's coming down. And it's not really dumping. It's just a little bit of a sell-off. And it's not even too major on the TitanX chart. It's literally trading sideways versus TitanX, which tells me that there's a lot of people that believe in this project and they're holding. So it's only down 3% versus TitanX. So it's not doing what people think it's doing. It's not a bunch of people selling out of it. All it is arbitrage bots selling between the pairs because the price of Tinex is going down the ecosystem. Does that make sense?
Know
So
your charts. Know when to look at USD and know when to look at Titan X, because Titan X is when you're looking in the come up time, and USD is when you're looking for the price to be within 30% of the top so you can sell. So that's when
exactly.
you worry about the price.
Exactly. So we're still in that like inflationary transition into deflationary phase. And the point I'm just trying to get across is when you look at these charts, check the ratio. Do not like unless if you're like trying to onboard your friend and be like, hey, you're still sitting Ethereum? Well, check this out, baby. I'm in Volt and I did a 46x. Like that makes sense. But you know, most of the people, if you look at it, it's saying that I think the Tinex community is has 17,000 wallet holders. And then I guarantee you every person who holds Tinex has like 3 or 4 wallets. So it's 17K divided by, we'll say 4.
Like
We'll say
4.
4. Oh, what the heck? I am not looking for that.
It's like
Google.
4,000, 4,100,
All right,
4,200.
so 4,000. So there's probably about 4,000 people in the Tinex community. I would say 4,000, 6,000 people, because most of those wallets are probably because people have multiple wallets. I know between me and you, dude, we have like 10 wallets that hold Tinex. So that's how we do it, because we don't put it all in one wallet just so you guys can sit here and track us and be like, oh my god, I'm gonna inverse trade Chris and Trey. Oh. Like we think about these things, like the stuff that you guys think about, we thought about months ago. So the main point I'm trying to get across is when you look at these ratios, that is the opportunity. So Trey, let's just check out some of these Tinex charts, because I got a question. And I said, oh, I missed out on volts. What is the next Tinex altcoin, Chris? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man. So if I go down, I look at these charts. So hyper, this is for short-term mining. So if you want to get more Tinex and you want to like start a miner, that's what hyper's for. It's just short-term mining, and it's profitable mining to accumulate more Tinex. So it's peg to Tinex, but the peg separates and the value increases over time. So hyper, unless you're doing it, it doesn't make sense to hold liquid. It makes more sense to mine. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So Blaze, let's check out Blaze. So right now, Blaze is sitting at 98 cents. Let's look at the ratio. So Blaze is currently, it's trading down right now, and then it's leveling out. So you see how it's starting to level out right here? So if you're looking at moves on Blaze, I would probably wait to see a bottom confirmation. So I want to see, we got a doji, and then we have a bullish engulfing candle. Those are three stars to the north, so that could be a reversal very soon. But what you want to see is a doji followed by a lower high and a higher low. So you want to see 3 confirmations that it bombed out. That's a play because it's bottoming out. Well, what's another token we could look at? Helios. E280 absolutely crushed it. What's going on with Helios right now? Looking at the ratio at Tinex. So Helios Treasury is filling up with tokens from the E280 launch. So they're going to have a lot of stuff to buy and burn. Helios, look at this. It's trading 1-to-1 versus Tinex right here. 1.02 versus Tinex. This is the opportunity. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I got you. I'm tracking with you, bro. It's 1-to-1 right now. Look where it's been already. I mean, and who's talking about it though?
Exactly. Nobody's talking about it. And the point I'm trying to say is, I can put not financial advice, I can put $1,000 in here, and it's going to follow at peg to Tinex. And so I can swap it in and out. But if it starts to do this depegging thing right here, you see this right here where it does a what's that, like a 5x? Like a 5x, when it does that versus Tinex, that's where you can capitalize on. So it's like you're holding liquid Tinex in the Helios project until it starts burning like crazy or something, a catalyst hits. That's the point I'm trying to say. This is the opportunity. This is the stuff that people don't want to look at because they only come in when they see green candles. And this is why when we find opportunities, we look for this. We don't look for the shiny objects. This isn't a shiny object right now, but I guarantee you, when we have day 369 come in and Helios gets a 250K worth of Ethereum used to buy AlienX and potentially used to burn Helios, what do you think is going to happen?
Moon,
What do you
there's
think is
gonna
going
be
to
moon
happen?
boys everywhere. Everyone's gonna be saying Helios is going to $100, bro. $100, $150, bro. Yes, this is the way of the degenerate. You have to front
Yeah,
run everyone and everything, and if you're not buying with blood in the streets, you're cooked. You're just simply cooked.
absolutely. All right, let's do another one. Legend X NFT marketplace. Shout to Rudy, right? So we got Legend X right here, right? So at a launch, came up, trading sideways, and let's look at the ratio versus AlienX. And then we'll do one more after this, and I think we get the point. So right now, at one point, it was actually going up pretty nicely versus AlienX. Like look at this. So we come down here. Like with that, it did a 3x, and then now it's trading at 1 to 481. It's just trading sideways. You see how it just trades sideways like this. This is the opportunity when nobody cares, when nobody wants to talk about, when there's no shiny objects. I remember when Volt first launched. Well, let's start with Dragon X. When Dragon X first launched, nobody was talking about it. Got in, boom. When Volt launched, nobody talked about it. Got in, boom. These are the opportunities we look for. So in the last one, let's look at it Inferno, right? And this will be our last one. So Inferno, during its mint phase, it was basically trading very close to 1-1, and people were using the auction to make a quick ROI because the burn was just crazy going up, and then 2 weeks after it burned. And so then after the auction, this thing went absolutely parabolic. It went up about a 2x versus its peg, and then came back down, bottomed out here, came back up, and then during this time period, AlienX came in, bought a bunch, and then reversed, and now it's sitting at 1.6875. This is the opportunity right here. This is literally an Adam and Eve on the ratio. It is literally showing you an Adam and Eve. The neckline is right here. Your target from the neckline to the top. The target is this resistance right here. This is the opportunity. Inferno's having like 6 projects being built on top of it. It already has, I think, 2 now, and then now it's adding like a couple more. So the main point I'm trying to get across is you need to look at these ratios. You need to understand how ratios work. Bitcoin leads the market. If you see something start going crazy and breaking out, like for example, if Bitcoin leads the market, the best time to get into Bitcoin is at the bottom of the bear market. Put a good portion of your bag inside of it, ride that wave up, and then when you see these opportunities, dive in and measure everything versus Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the gateway. Now, this is the same concept with AlienX. AlienX is the gateway to the ecosystem. Your goal with these projects is to find ones that have an increase in the ratio to accumulate more AlienX, and by doing that, you get a better leverage play. The best one that had the biggest, highest ratio was Dragon X, without a doubt. I showed you the numbers. Second one is Volt. Third one right now, I believe it was, it's tied between Inferno and Helios, and then and Legend X. So the projects that haven't had that deep pegging event, those are the ones you should be looking at. The ones that people aren't talking about, the ones that nobody cares about, because when they start caring, that's when it's going to blow up. And when it starts blowing up, people chase green candles. If you chase green candles, you're not going to make it in this market. When me and Trace see green candles and everybody's freaking out, we stay away. When people aren't talking about projects, that's when we start looking. You think that's a fair assessment?
Absolutely, I can liken it. I like using metaphors. TitanX is the realty office, and these altcoins are your rental properties, man. You got to bring that dough back into the realty office. You got to keep bringing it back, increasing that overall position, so you can keep rolling in to that new for free. So that's the way to play. I think playing for free is the way. So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And The main point of us talking about this is because we're gonna have these live streams, and me and Trey, we're traders. We're degens. We run around. We do a bunch of crazy stuff, and the main point I'm trying to get across is there's gonna come a time where we have to scale back the live streams and focus on the market when the market goes crazy, and we're not going to be here. And the reason why we put these types of live streams out is for the people that stuck with us day one. Because if you guys understand this, you'll be well off. We got big influencers and big guys coming in, and they just like to copy us and act like us and try to be us, but they'll never will be us. And the main point I'm trying to get across is we do this out of love for crypto and out of a motivation to educate you guys. But keep in mind, we're not going to be here forever. And these concepts you really want to absorb very quickly because there's not going to be someone there to remind you. Me and Trey, we remember stuff that happens in the market. Everybody forgets about it. Everybody forgot about Terra Luna, FTX. What was another one? They forgot about like BitConnect, Mount Gox, and all this stuff. We remember these things. Remember how people do stuff. Remember how people move, and we use that to move in the future. Any final thoughts before we start talking about AlienX?
Hey, that's good stuff. I could have rattled off a bunch more of those exploits and scams and problems, but that's why we try to be the good guys and try to get you guys into stuff that's going to make you money. And that's what we're going to continue to do for the rest of this live stream. But for a minute, I'm going to just go ahead and say what's up to some of these people that are over here. Got a lot of people in the chat. So saying what's up. We got Crypto Jakey popped in first. He said LFG Hidden Gem. Oh, AlienX. I thought you just meant hidden gems because we're always finding hidden gems. But AlienX, I think we have some time slotted out from the 28th dimension for that later. We got Morpheus.win in here right now. Okay. Alien Tech taking over the Matrix. That's the goal. That's the goal. Let's see here. We've got DQ. What's your thoughts on TX, DX? I think TX is going to pump harder than DX in the next month or so. So I just wait to trade into DX with my TX. Hey, bud, if you think that it's going to pump harder in the next month, that's your go. I would look at the weekly chart on DX and see if maybe you could make a ratio trade, but not financial advice. It's totally going to be up to you, boss.
Wait, hold on 1 second. And I want to add to that. The difference between DX and TX is DX has 3 million Ethereum coming in to buy TitanX and burn DragonX. And DragonX is a capped token. Number two, Hydra has over $10 million worth of buy side liquidity onto DragonX. So if TitanX pumps, you're going to have that 10 million can easily turn to 50 million, then it can turn into 100 million. So there's actually a massive amount of buy side liquidity on DragonX. So in reality, if you look at the ratio did recently drop versus TitanX. When you see that drop in the ratio, that's the opportunity. So I mean, it's up to you. If you're gonna play, if you're gonna try to beat front run Hart's Law in that situation, then you're gonna have to be watching the chart, literally checking it every 5 minutes. And if you can do that, that's fine. But most people can't. So yeah, just want to leave that out there.
Nice. Good analysis there, sir. We got Henny Baby Crypto in here. He said, let's go, lads. Congrats on the smooth launch. We really appreciate that, Henny Baby Crypto. Thanks for all the engagement. We've got Utah Crypto Legend. What's up? Yo, Titans. What's up, Titan? What's up, Utah Crypto? Nice to see you. Yo, to ADZ. What's good? What's popping with you? What do we think about B-Root's funding Titan X liquidity? Look, man, either he doesn't understand the ecosystem or he's fighting for entry. Or, I don't know if he just is arguing with people on these threads and stuff, but honestly, don't really have an opinion on the matter. It's not something that I'm focusing on. If you understand Titan X, that's the main goal. That's how you eliminate FUD. You educate. And so that's what we've done here. We've spent plenty of time talking about Titan X. And so where we stand on that.
Wait, hold on. Hey, bring that comment back up real quick. And the other thing I want to address. So here's how the internet works. It's all about attention, right? Good and bad publicity is always going to be good publicity. If someone is talking about something, that is good. Like, look at the last political election. Anything negative that came out, I'm not going to say the person's name because we're not a political channel. That helped him. So when it comes to what's going on with B Roots, whether he understands it or he doesn't understand it, he's talking about it, and it's free marketing. So it's actually a net positive, regardless of if it's positive or negative. Because when it comes to these types of things, when someone attacks a certain project, your enemies are always going to go and flip and support it. And then your friends are going to look into it, and they might touch it or not. And ultimately, with like what Beerus did, in my opinion, I think it's just a gift for the TinyX community. And look, if he's not about it, he's not about it. I mean, I like the guy. I got no problems with him, and it's just how we roll. So, in my opinion, if they're talking about you, then it's a good thing. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Nice, nice. I like it, bro. Yeah. Yeah, we don't all have to like the same things. And yeah, that's a great point. A great point. Good publicity. Any publicity. We like that. So yeah, I don't know what the next segment is, but we got Crypto Jake. He's itching. He's itching. He says not a lot is talking about AlienX yet. This guy, he's up to something, man. He knows something's up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And,
We're about to
and of
get
course we
into
got
it.
Gugod in here. What's up, Gugod? He's out there in the trenches right now. He's probably posting on 41 different posts right now. GM Gugod, GM Alien.
Yeah. We got to talk about that advertising. We'll talk about it in a second. But first off, we need to talk about alien technology.
Let's do it.
So let's talk about alien tech. So a little breakdown of what we're seeing with AlienX. So AlienX has smooth launch. And just to be clear, the AlienX team, the Accelerate guys and their development team launched AlienX. Me and Gugad are coming on, and we are going to be doing the marketing behind this project. So this is a team effort, is what I'm getting across. And we're going to be, talking about this project, and just promoting across the board. So we got AlienX. So getting first into it. So let's just start off with the burn. So the burn has about, I would say, 167 billion TinyX. TinyX went down today, so it's a little bit closer to $250,000 earlier before it corrected down. And now it's coming back in and it's going through these burn intervals. Now, going into the core. So, also, I just want to keep in mind, this has a 14% burn every week, and then the rest just rolled over. Now, coming into the core. So the core, AlienX core, comes in and buys Inferno. If you guys saw the chart with Inferno chart, it went up 1 to like a 1.67 peg. In my opinion, this could be potentially the reason why, because now there's over $207,000 worth of Inferno being used to burn AlienX for, was it the next like 113 days or something? It's just going to be a very slow burn. So this burn process right here, it's going to be much more gradual. And then the core is going to be very, very slow. So what this is doing is this is capitalizing and making a leverage play bet off of Inferno. Because keep in mind, what did I say about ratios? You want to get in when it's at peg to TinyX, and then when it has that breakaway peg that people are speculating with, that's where you see the opportunity. And that's what AlienX is taking advantage of. And that's the main reason why it's using a dual side burn. You see what I'm getting at here?
Absolutely.
And then we have the burn coming in. So just checking out the mint right now. We are going through the mint phase, and you have about 13 more hours left if you want to get in and mint the token and support the price. Now the ROI right now is sitting at 12%. We can't go crazy and speculate about price, and I can't go in and and just do crazy analysis or whatever, because it gets into some gray area and all that stuff. I just think I think the rules for this is dumb, but we got to follow the rules. So, just taking a look at AlienX, I mean, technically we're the marketing, so we can, I don't know, man. We got to look this stuff up because it's hard. So we had the mid phase came in, and then right now, the peg is trading at, I believe, was it 1.02, 0.96. So every mid phase, the amount of AlienX that you can mint goes down by about 8%. So that means that the ratio of AlienX versus TinyX is at 1.08. So it's right here. So when it comes to, whether or not getting into this project, what should I do? Mint or buy? I can't tell you to buy and or sell because that'd be financial advice. We're not financial advisors, or we can't speculate on that. But with those two options, what it comes down to is what AlienX is trying to produce. So if you mint AlienX, TitanX goes into the project, and that TitanX is used to burn AlienX into the future, and then it goes into the core to buy Inferno and support the protocol. So if you are a hardcore believer and you think AlienX is going to do really, really well, minting can only benefit the future longevity of the project. Because keep in mind, this project didn't have a crazy burn like Inferno. What happened with Inferno is it went through the mint phase, and then 2 weeks after, it went through and exhausted its buy and burn, and then it just stopped right there. And that was it. AlienX is trying to take the value of TitanX and Inferno and use it into the future to support it so that it can be functional buy and burn throughout the remainder of the bull market. That's the main point I'm trying to get across. So between those two options, you have the option of market buying because it is below peg right now. So it went up 1.2 and now it's coming back down to 0.96. Or you can come in and support the project and mint it out because this TitanX is going to be used to support AlienX into the future. So the main point I'm trying to get across is you have two options, and the minting is going to support the protocol, or you can just get in from a market buy. And I know there's a lot of confusion, and people are saying like, well, what if I mint and then the ROI is down? Well, the ROI is down, but if you're betting long term in the future, well, I can't get into that, but I think the main point is those are your two options. One will be used to support the protocol, and the other one is just as good when it comes to price. You see what I'm saying? Am I making sense, or am I going on a jumble?
No, it's pretty easy. And then I like what Good God just said. Comes down to, do you want your Titan to be used for all types of cool things, or do you want it to just be sitting in an LP doing nothing? So that is a good way to sum it up, I think.
Yeah, and if you think about this, the slow release of Inferno, you're not going to really see the power of an Alien X until we start to see the ecosystem start going hyperdeflationary. Because, in my opinion, I can't speculate with Alien X, but I can speculate with Inferno. When we start to see like 10x to 10x, Inferno, who's trading very close to the 10x peg, that means this could easily get up to a $2 million valuation, or maybe 1.5 to 1.75. And then if you think 10x is going to do 100x, that means this would come up to
it's leverage on leverage on leverage.
Yeah. And that means this could be from a 10 to a $20 million value. So the main point I'm trying to get across is it's using the value and storing to the future. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no, my bad. I'm just saying it's leverage on leverage on leverage. And when the price of the main ecosystem token is down, and especially in a short period of time, I mean, this thing, I know it feels like it's been a million years since this token's launched, but it's been 7 days. So when the price is doing what it's been doing, you can expect a huge leverage come up, because this thing's not going to be able to come off of peg if Titan X is fluctuating the way it has been. So I think some patience is definitely going to be required with a protocol like this that stores this, rolls 14%, or it burns 14%, rolls the rest out into the future. It's a leverage play on the future appreciation of Inferno and Titan X. And so I think that's crucial to understand.
Yeah, and we can just take a look at what happened with Inferno. I mean, when we look at price charts, we don't sit here and just say I feel. You rarely hear me and Trent say I feel unless it's like on command. We do things based off of logic, not our feelings. There's a lot of people that are very emotional in crypto, and we're not one of them. And we try to stay away from those types of people. So here's Inferno after 7 days. Was this 7 days right here? Look at that. After 7 days, came up, Spain top, doji, red hammer, green candle, red candle, came down, doji, spinning top right here. That's 7 days, all right? Now let's add another 7 days. Went down, trade sideways, 3 white soldiers, bullish engulfing candle, another candle right here. Now let's add another 7 days. So, like I said, we can't get this is us just looking at Inferno, how I produced in the past. AlienX is very similar to Inferno, just turns down the buy and burn a little bit. So the main point I'm trying to get across is these things take time. Let's just go over to the Vault. And this is one I like to use a lot because when Vault first launched, everybody was like, no. And I'm just like, you guys have no idea what you're talking about. Like literally, I saw people on Twitter, they're like, no. Here's Vault. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Right here, right? Day 7. Whoa! 8. Whoa! And then a couple days later, and keep in mind, Vault had a very short mint cycle. Was it like 14 days? And then the buy and burn comes in and starts burning the supply. So, like I said, when it comes to these types of protocols, if you have a fair launch protocol based on first principles of what Jake sets, but keep in mind, this is like Satoshi's first principles. This is what Satoshi talked about back in the day. You're going to have to go through this inflationary period, and then it gets into deflation. So as for AlienX, this protocol is here. There's a team behind it. People are still talking about it. We'll be talking about it in the future. In my opinion, this is a new approach to MemeFi. It's a leverage play off of Inferno. And I'm excited to see more of these protocols launch on top of the ecosystem, because when I talk to you guys about ratios in the beginning, that's where you find the opportunity in AlienX projects. And that's where the pros are going to be looking at it. And then the people that are average traders have no idea what they're doing, just chasing shiny objects, they're going to go and follow the green candles. And to be honest with you, most of those people are going to continue to do that for the rest of the bull market until one day they wake up and realize that they can't keep doing this. You see what I'm getting at here?
We all have our day in crypto, man. So some things will test us all the way out, and if you don't belong, you just don't belong. But AlienX, like you said, it's here, it's built, and it's a machine, guys. And I think this is my prediction. Chris has been ahead of the game on a lot of calls. I noticed, we called the lithium like 8 months before anybody ever talked about it on social media. So I think Chris put a lot of his mental work into AlienX, and that means that Chris's soul is tied to this protocol. So it could take a little bit longer for advanced traders to pick up on this. It's not a shiny object right now, which is why we love it, and it's definitely worth the meat of this segment of tonight's live stream. So thank you. And then I see another good point here. I like this because we're just talking about the comparisons to Inferno. Utah Crypto says the first 2 mint cycles were rough for Inferno. And hey, AlienX had a great first mint cycle. So let's just think about how these things might play out into the future.
Yeah, I agree, man. And just like I say, with AlienX, a community is forming, and the biggest bets when it comes to these meme coins is community. And I see Gugod chills so hard. And because Gugod is shilling so hard, you're starting to see a lot of people on board. And shout out to Gugod, man. He's one of the hardest working dudes ever. He's a very humble guy. And I'll show you a reason why Gugod's really legit with one of Jake's tweets, and I'll pop it up here. But ultimately, when it comes to AlienX, the ecosystem's building out. It's going to take some time. Utah Crypto talked about Inferno. The crazy part about Inferno is we started coming in right around week 3 and 4 and started talking about it. Like, yo, this Memecoin could be the thing to really get people excited. And the thing went absolutely crazy. We had fun. People were talking about it, posting every morning. I'm so blessed to be in this coin before it goes parabolic. And everybody was repeating it. Everybody was having fun. So it just is what it is. And it's all part of it. And, at the end of the day, just like when me and Trey started off this live stream, we're going to continue to do what we do. We're always going to continue to be the best traders. I'm going to continue to be the best surfer. He's going to continue to be the best skateboarder. And we're just going to excel in whatever we do at the end of the day. But the thing is, we never switch up. We're always the same person. The person you see here, the person you see over there, it's the same exact person you'll see out there in the real world. And that's how we do it. And we're going to stick around. We're still going to talk about these things. We'll talk about our wins. We'll talk about our losses. Most people in this game, they won't talk about their losses, but we do. And that's the difference. And that's one thing people love to do is they always like to talk about why they're so special. but they're never allowed. But they never like to talk about when they're wrong. So just putting that out there. I know I'm getting all crazy with this, but the main point I'm trying to say is with AlienX, there is opportunity behind it. I can't go crazy with price speculation. We're lucky that this technology works, all the stuff that Jake says on the live stream, but it's a meme coin. It's a fun narrative. And I love the Telegram chat. I love everybody in there talking, and we have a lot of really smart people, great questions, a lot of people that care about this community. I see a lot of these memes popping off on Twitter, and I'm starting to see it really grow. And the alien narrative is going to be big, especially with what's going on out there in the real world and how it translates to the blockchain. Sorry, Trey, I'm going on a rant. Any thoughts on this?
No, bro. We need to have philosophical talks sometimes because crypto is a philosophical space. And at the end of the day, this really isn't all about speculating on meme coins on blockchains. This is a much more advanced technology than people are thinking about. And so now is the time to speculate. And we want to give you the best tools, the best indicators, the most awesome ecosystems. And we haven't always been on the traditional thing. We haven't always been where a bunch of the liquidity was because that meant that things were already pumping. So we've been down in the trenches and we've spent thousands of hours. They say it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at something. I know we've both put in probably triple that for this channel. So the time has come to get in, find what you like, find what you can understand. And I say, if you don't understand AlienX really, hop into that Telegram chat and listen to some of the people and what they say in there and how they talk about the way this functions. It's a really good learning lesson and it's a great tool.
Yeah, exactly. And when this ecosystem starts blowing up, it's going to start off with the Tinex altcoins like Volt and DragonX, and they're like, oh, this has utility. And I mean, I think utility is just an overused term to trap people in projects, but the utility behind these projects is they burn. Burn, you can argue it's a utility. And then you got these other projects that have these cool memeified approach, and like Volt has an awesome burn utility. It is great. DragonX has a great burn utility. And then you got Inferno. Definitely it's a meme coin. AlienX is a meme coin. GodeX is a great concept for a meme coin. JakeX is a meme coin. You see, so this meme coin narrative is going to happen. And anyone who tells you that there's not going to be a meme coin run on top of TINX, unfollow them, because there will be one. There's going to be a bunch of meme coins, and it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And I want to get that across. And there's nothing wrong with meme coins. Like anyone who says, oh, meme coins this, meme coin that, oh, I'm a utility maxi. If anyone says they're a utility maxi, do not listen to them, because the utility stuff is just a wave so that VC funded companies can sit there and dump all their tokens on top of you, selling you a dream that this product is going to change the world. But in reality, they're just trying to exit their positions because there's a good chance that this project isn't going to change the world, and they're just lying to you. We saw it with Casper, and we're seeing it with a lot of other coins. Sorry, I know, I just want to throw that out. Do you know about the
No, that was
Casper?
great. No, that was great, yo. What was the question about Casper?
Yeah, Casper is they're launching something called like Pure AI, and they're building on top of HBAR. And so what happened was a bunch of VC funds were dumping their tokens on a bunch of people, and the price just went. So they rebranded, and they're like, okay, we're now an AI project building on top of Hedera. So basically, a lot of people were coming out and they're just like, dang, I fell for the whole utility thing. I went way too crazy with it, and Casper just turned out to be a huge mess. The one thing I will say is them rebranding to AI was a great move. And if they actually bring out an AI product, that'll be great. You see what I'm saying? So I know we're going to
Yeah,
tangent.
no, definitely. I mean, like you say, bro, I mean, crypto is filled with these VC dumps and all these things. And I have the coolest subliminal message in my car. It's actually in my rear view mirror. I have a Dogecoin sticker, bro, and he has the cool, the sunglasses on. And everybody that
Yeah.
gets in my car, nobody knows what that means. But that Dogecoin is a symbol of the freedom that crypto has provided for a lot of people, and meme coins specifically. I can't tell you how much we've been able to increase our Titanx position by buying pig coins and selfie dog coins and tokens that are like sweating frogs. Look, it's stupid, but it doesn't have to make sense. If it makes money, it makes sense. That's Chris's greatest quote of all time. You can quote that and put it in a book somewhere now. I'm telling you, anyone out there, if it makes money, it makes sense.
Yeah, man. And and also the other thing I want to throw out there with AlienX is there's like there's a 2.08% tax on it. So when we start to see the TINX go hyperdeflationary, you're going to start to see arbitrage bots coming in. And basically what that means is, I'm going to just draw this out real quick. This is also another important, and this could be with Volt, E280 or whatnot. So you have like TINX right here. Me doing Picasso Chris stuff. Wow, that was really big. Whatever. And then you have like, for example, wrapped ETH, right? So when you start to see the price of TINX go up like this, you're going to have like projects like TINX, and then we'll say DragonX, and then you have like AlienX. Then you're going to have TINX right here. So when you have, oh, all right, my drawings are borderline ugly, but whatever. So when you have these like LPs, and each of these are going to have their like own little price. So let's say like in this one, I'll say like TINX is 0.1, and say it goes up here, and say in the DragonX one, this one is like 0.05. All right, I made this way too complicated. So let's say the price of this is a lot higher. What's going to happen is from this pair, an arbitrage bot's going to come in, sell this into here for 2x. And so that same formula is going to happen into the AlienX pair. And the only thing difference with AlienX is it has that 2.08% tax. So when you get that arbitrage bot coming in, that tax is going to be applied to it, and it's going to be used to burn more tokens. That's basically simply it. So on top of the buy and burn, you have that tax being set in to burn more tokens, and then also AlienX is going to have a bunch of LPs and stuff. So that's the theory, and that's another way to differentiate, because there hasn't been a Memify project to implement this, and this is a massive experiment. So that's the big thing I want to point out. So let's say like you see like a volume of like 100K coming in from arbitrage bots. TINX is going to be coming in, and 2%, whatever that 100K is going to be used to like burn the token off the market. That's just how the theory works. You see what I'm getting at here?
So you're saying we got a double burn, we got a tax, and this token also burns 20% TINX, bro. This thing is a monster. The machine this thing is the machine you got and the Accelerate team built. Excellent, bro. Excellent work.
Yeah, man. So that's the theory. We'll still talk about AlienX and just get in, and we gotta say what is. We can't speculate or do any of that stuff. That's where if we do any speculation or any of that, that's gonna be crazy. I mean, I think you can speculate a little bit if you want, but me, I can't do it. And ultimately, this is a mass experiment. We're lucky this stuff works. None of this is financial advice, and please consult a financial advisor if you so choose to mess around with these products, all that good stuff. I know, it's not official. Now, here's the other thing.
Call up your Edward Jones guy and ask him if he knows what TINX is.
Yeah, hit him up. Be like, yo, TINX up in the cut. All right, so I need to give a special shout out to Goo God. Where's the little comment? I know he's in that chat.
There you
go. So here's one thing that Goo God's really great at, and I want all you guys to understand this. Jake put out a tweet. Build on TINX only. By commenting on my posts, other people's posts, you are effectively reaching a % of the people. See analytics below. Promote your stuff in the comments of all my posts. It's free reach and gets the words out. There's a lot of people on TINX that don't know about the wonderful protocols we have in our ecosystem. Tell them we are one big team. Jake is right and wrong. All right. So we'll go with what he's right about. Yes, he is right. When you do those little posts and you comment on the big ones, that is great advertisement. Goo Guy does this like it's candy, and this is something you learn from the land of the Degens. The Degens do this, and Goo God is one of the kings of the Degens, and he has perfected this really well with his Twitter posts. You know the Twitter post I'm talking about, right?
Oh, I saw it earlier today.
Right here. See how Goo God does this? This is exactly why I love AlienX for me. Nobody hating or fighting, any of that nonsense. Just pure clean vibes, real DeFi. We are proud to have AlienX, such a great protocol. And he puts a little Twitter in and gives a breakdown. Then everyone's like, wow, what's AlienX? Oh, I can check out the DApp here. And then if you go up here and you look at the views, that's 2.3K people viewing this. So that means 3,000 people will go through the comments and have the potential to see this. So right now it's sitting at 255 views. So yes, he is right. And then who else came on and did that? So Goo God did that, and then look, the dude's doing it. The dude did it perfectly. NFT rewards, bond LP with all Bill and AlienX protocols, 90% BNB across ecosystem, yada yada yada. This is what you want to do when it comes to shilling. Now here's where he's wrong. I'll tell you why. Doing it on Jake's post, that makes sense. Like when you get the opportunity to do it because it increases the analytics, it promotes his account, and gets more people in. But the opportunity is in outside the AlienX ecosystem. Another great example, Kyle Chassis, right? So Kyle Chassis, he's big with crypto. This guy has 220,000 followers. He has posts that get up to 300,000, 14K, 8K, 16K. I guarantee if I go down into one of his posts, let's go to his top post. I guarantee if I go into this post, there's going to be people coming in and just shilling their projects. I don't know. Keep in mind, please be careful because I don't know if some of these projects are scams, but this is where people come in and they come in and chill. So this is the opportunity. You look at posts like Kyle Chassis, you go over here and then you have Rand Nooner. Rand Nooner right here. So I pop up Rand Nooner. He has close to 1 million. And you go in and you look at all of his posts, like 23,000. Look, this guy talked about a project called Coco. I don't know if that's legit. Just be careful. But the point is, what they do is they go into these. I can't show that one. They go into these threads, and that's where they do it. So if you're going to do what Jake was just talking about over here, you should also consider going into the bigger accounts, not just his account, because this is just with AlienX. We already established the community. It could be somewhere from 4,000, 6,000. You can say 10,000 people might be in the community. But Ray Nooner has 1 million followers. Kyle Chassis has, 200,000 followers. That's where you want to be targeting. You see what I'm getting at here?
Absolutely, man. Yeah. I mean, that's the way we can get out of the echo chambers and use marketing to our advantage. But we all got to understand these marketing tactics, and it can't just be the verse doing it. It can't just be Guga doing it, or me doing it on my personal accounts and things like that. It's got to be a joint effort between all of us. We want to continue to grow this thing and really act as if we are one big team. We've got to be a big team and play those roles. And so that's why we have segments like this, and we talk about marketing tactics and schemes as well, because it's important.
Yeah, exactly. So the point is like what Jake said, do it on his posts, but also do it on these bigger accounts. Go to other accounts. If I go over here to the Verse Twitter account, because me and Trey have our private accounts, if you find our private accounts, there's alpha on there, just so you know. We don't post all the alpha on the Verse account. There's private stuff for the loyals. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to give out my Twitter account for my private account. You guys try to find it. Trey, I actually retweeted him, so it's actually pretty. If you guys just go and look at the account, you can figure out where it's at. But if you go to the Verse Crypto account, here's what you see. You see Roaring Kitty, you see Morealis, you see Waters Above, you see what else? A guy from Stacks. You see stuff from different other ecosystems to stay updated with what's going on in the market. The algorithm doesn't have 70% AlienX or 70% Pulse Chain or 70% Blast. It's a very well-versed account to see what else is going on in the market and also to get in. So this is how you got to tailor your algorithm so that it fits where you can win the most in this market, where you can take advantage of opportunities you see, and where you can also shill whatever project or whatever bag you're in. You see what I'm getting at here? You want to be well-rounded. And I understand being a maxi, because if you're focused on one project, you can absolutely crush it. But you got to understand what else is going on in the market. Like you can't be in like a meme coin, or you can't be in AlienX without at least looking at the price of Ethereum or Bitcoin to see where we're at in the market. You see what I'm getting at here?
That's right. That's right. It
Yeah.
helps you. It helps you. It helps you stay on track. It helps you stay cross chain, and you can't have you got to clean up your Twitter, and it's hard to do because you're really only supposed to start interacting with these types of pages, and when you do that, and you interact with those pages, that's what will start populating in your feed. But we want to be able to touch base across as many ecosystems as we can. Two guys can possibly keep their eyes on. So that's been a method that's worked for us since we began. So it's good stuff.
Yeah. So, a little bit of a conclusion, and then yeah, we'll go for another 30 minutes. Screw it. You go with that 30 more minutes?
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, well, we got to talk about like other meme coins and stuff, but the main point we're trying to say is study ratios with AlienX. That's how you're going to really crush in this ecosystem, because when we go hyper deflationary, ratios are going to be very important to understand with these types of projects. And then also number two, when it comes to shilling, go outside the ecosystem, check out bigger accounts. That is where you're going to get more eyes, because if they see your meme coin on top of AlienX, it all passes through AlienX. You're automatically promoting AlienX in and of itself. So, Jake's account, phenomenal. Help out with his analytics, get him propped up in the algorithm. But the opportunity is out there, away from the ecosystem, away from your little echo chamber. That's where you can really onboard people. And this is one thing I noticed with Pulse Chain, because Pulse Chain has its own like echo chamber, and people just shill inside of each other. And the only way you can really get in and see Pulse Chain is if you actually go and look at an account, or you type in Pulse Chain, or you interact with it and it brings you in. But typically, it's really difficult. So yeah, man. So this is just words of wisdom, because keep in mind, we're not going to be here for the entire market. There's going to be a time where we start slowing down on live streams, and these are things that you should keep in mind. So anything else, Trey?
Yeah, just go work for your bags, really, man. More exposure. The more time you're spending on Twitter, if you're spending time on Twitter and social media, make use of it. Like make like look at a chart and post a chart, or like it doesn't even have to be that complicated. Just make it easy. Find something from somebody inside the ecosystem that you like and mimic that on another chart. Work for your bag. That's what the verse is altogether. It's a platform, and it gives us the opportunity to really work for things that we like. So we come on here, we talk about the things we like. So your X account, your YouTube channel, those are all your own personal ways of working for your bags and working for yourself. This is work. This isn't getting rich overnight. This is work.
Yeah. Yeah, man. This is all about business, man. The boring stuff, you know what I'm saying? The boring stuff is how you get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody's gonna be an actor. And with all the recent rep stuff that came out about actors, I'm not gonna get into it, but you know what I'm talking
Yep, yep.
about. You see what I'm getting across? Like movies that you're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh man, I want to be that guy, the thrill. It's not how it goes in real life, man. And at the end of the day, this is your one opportunity to not only change your life, retire your bloodline, and set yourself up in case any craziness happens in the future. And you guys know what I'm talking about. Don't F it up. I'm being clear with you guys. Do not mess this up. Stay focused. Do not follow the crowds. Try to be the black sheep. Be a leader, not a follower. If you're repeating something that Ben Armstrong or Rand Nooner is saying, you're not going to make it in this market, because everyone else is watching that. And typically, if everyone has a group consensus, it's always the opposite that happens. And that's what you need to be looking for. So when everybody's bullish, you should be bearish. When everybody's bearish, you should be bullish. So good stuff, man. All right. Let's talk about altcoins and meme coins. Next. So we talked about AlienX. We talked about AlienX. Let's talk about. All right, I got a new coin that I'm excited to talk to you about today. You want to take a guess what it is?
I love new
We talk
coins.
about a lot of coins, huh?
I feel like it's juicy.
Yep, definitely juicy. Hold on, let me get the chart set up real quick, and then I'll share it. So, and if you guys, while we wait, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and share this space out so we can connect with more conscious beings in the Matrix.
More conscious living degenerates. Just out
Yes,
here
sir.
trying to multiply a bag by 10,000 times.
Yes, sir. All right. And you get some moving averages going, and then
And
all right,
follow me
cool.
on X, Trey_Soul369. I'm dropping Hot Dragon X Alpha.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. I messed this up. Ah, this is actually moving averages that Guga told me about, and they're actually really, really good. So I want to make sure I have them perfect. Because like every trader has like moving averages that they're all about, and I like this one a lot after taking a look at it. So all right, screen share. Name of that project is HODL. Half orange drinking lemonade on Solana. Now you know me and Trey Souls. We're all about the meme coins, and we're always looking for plays. It don't matter what chain it is. It don't matter who's the founder. If it makes money, it makes sense. And if there's liquidity on the chain, that's where we go. Solana has a bunch of liquidity. Base has a bunch of liquidity. Ethereum has a bunch of liquidity. That's why we're on all three of those chains. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. We're on chains with low liquidity right now and chains that have a lot of action.
Yes, sir. So this project, I love the narrative. I see a lot of influencers talking about it. I see a lot of girls talking about it. And you know, the marketing's phenomenal, and I've been waiting for a great opportunity. Got a little bit in, and then bottom and loaded the bag up. So here's what I'm looking on HODL. We had typically when you have a breakout, it goes for about 7 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that's 7 right there, and then boom, correct. Now, what I've been waiting for on HODL is for a reversal. There's multiple ways to identify a reversal. The easiest way is to look for a doji candle. So right here is a Spain top doji. Here's another Spain top doji. And this is the new open. When you see a doji followed by a green candle, that means it's bottom out ready to go. Now, some things that I saw with HODL. The first one, moving averages. So right here's the 13 simple moving average. And then right here's the 55 simple moving average. So the 13 is the average price of the last 13 candles in that time frame. So when we look at the 13 simple moving average, this is the last 13 candles on the 4-hour, and then it has a price. The 55 is with the last 55 candles and then has a price. So when you start to see a lower time frame moving average cross a higher time frame moving average, that is a big indicator for price reversal. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So Gugai put me on to the 13 and 55, and then Bill the Bull likes to do the 8, 21, and 50. 55, because when I looked at this, the 13 is this purple line, the 55 is right here. So I saw this purple line as it came up, and this blue line, the 55, came in, and right where it intersected, boom, morning star right here. Came up, came down, broke down. We have a lower low, and then we have the beginning of the next 4 hours. So the question is, will this be a higher low right there? That's what we're looking for. So right there, I see a true reversal and a possible bottom right here from yesterday at about, what's that, 2.2 million. Now looking at the next indicator, MACD. Look at this. So the MACD has moving averages plus the volume. So right where we had the cross on the MACD right here, that's when this chart started bottoming out and coming down. It bottomed out, sell off, sell off, sell off. And then right where these moving averages cross, we have the 12 and the 26 and the volume decrease. We got a green candle, a couple reds, and then a bunch of green. And we might cross again. So that's what we're looking at. So what this tells me is this chart is slowly bottoming out. and there's a good chance that we're getting ready to pivot and get ready for wave 3. And the last indicator, RSI, relative strength index. So what did we see with the RSI? Came in, boom, broke trend, came up, broke trend again. Every time we break this trend line, it pops, comes down, selling under the trend line, came up, blew past the trend line. Now we're retesting it. The question is, do we bounce off and keep going, or we go down below the trend line? If we bounce off of this, that's going to be an indicator that we're going to W on out and get ready to go. So overall, man, I like HODL. This is a great time. Dollar cost average in. Looks good. Any thoughts on this?
Yeah, what I see is great dollar cost average zone. This is a loading zone right here. And I would like to look at, I would look at some of my indicators after. I'm going to look after and see what it's looking like to see if this thing's maybe going to trade sideways a little bit more. But yeah, right now it looks like really good place to maybe consider this HODL orange. This thing is sick.
Yeah, man. I love this project. You know, it's at a $2.6 million market cap. Like, this account's crazy, man. I see the PFPs, I see everybody talking about it, I see a community forming. I do think this thing's gonna get really, really big, and I see it all over the place. And I love this orange thing, half orange drinking lemonade, and then HODL talks about, hold your bags. So it's like a slam dunk across the board. So I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we got that one, and then the other one that I'm really bullish on, and then I don't know if you want to talk about price chart, I'll let you go, man. I'll leave it up to you, or we just switch over to Bitcoin. So
Oh, no, you're good. No, we're good. We're good. I'll take a few more weeks before I show some of my TA.
All right, cool. All right, so Andy on Blast. I love Blast because you know what? I think it's gonna be one of the next chains to have a massive amount of liquidity. I think a lot of people are going at it with Pac-Man. They're calling him a scammer. They're saying this, that, and yada, yada, yada. So I think ultimately the guy who founded Bonk thinks there's going to be another meme coin run on Blast at some point. And I do agree with him. That's the thesis. And because of that, I firmly believe that Blast is going to have a number one meme coin. I think it's Andy. Andy was the first one. It's very simple. And so just looking at this chart, if we go on log and auto, it seems like Andy is about to complete its wave 1. So if you guys are into Elliott wave theory, basically this thing came up here. I mean, you can say this topped right here. It did a double top, but it's coming down here. It seems like it came down here, complete its wave 2, and it's getting ready for its wave 3, 4, and then 5 and blow up. So the question is, based on Elliott wave theory, we got wave 1, and then we got the completion of wave 2. Is this the completion of wave 2? Because if this is the case, now's the time to start making moves. You see what I'm getting at here?
Loading zone. I want to put in a banner across the screen. Loading zone.
Oh yeah, we gotta get one of those. That'd be sick. So Andy on Blast, $6.5 million market cap. I easily think that if Blast has a meme coin run, this could easily get 10% of the cap. And I honestly think this could be a $1 billion meme. And so at $6.5 billion, was that like a 30x? Bro, my math is just terrible. What's 1 billion divided by 6.5 million?
Yeah, I think you were right the first time.
Oh, really? That'll be legendary. 153x. I was way off. So that's like a 153x if it hits that $1 billion mark. That's why I think this coin is a phenomenal play. Now, going off a log, I don't really like to look at it in log. Log makes sense for Elliott wave theory. When it comes to like the stuff that we like to do, so I don't want to look at the swing trade right now. I just want to look at the indicators. So let's take a look at the MACD. So the MACD right now is telling me that we had a bullish divergence right here. We're coming back down, and then we're doing a retest on that bullish divergence. So you see how it touched right here, coming back up, Now it's forming like a flag out. It's flagging down, and then we might have another touch. So this might be a good time to start dollar cost averaging in if we don't go lower. It depends on how much sell pressure we get and whether we test that all-time low. So if this can bottom out on the daily, so we had like a wick down, came back up, that could be an indicator that we might be getting a higher low coming in right here if we get 2 more candles. Now let's take a look at the RSI. So RSI, I can already tell we got a little bit of a trend line coming down here. I'd say right about here. Yeah. So it came up, blew past it. Every time we blow past this trend line and then we go below, we go when we start to see a dip below this trend line, it comes down, come up, touch it, rejected, came up, touched it, rejected, came up, blew past it, and then that's when we got that massive blow up right here. I'm pretty sure this was Stan Crypto blowing up right here. Because Stan Crypto was going crazy, and well, not crazy, but he was shilling hard and went crazy right here. Then came back below the RSI, traded sideways, then just blew past it again right here. So that could have been a bottom indicator, but broke down again, and now we blew past up. So the question is, has this thing bottomed out? And in my opinion, if we get that confirmation, we'll be very, very this could be the time to start dollar cost averaging getting in. Now, the last thing I want to look at are the moving averages. So come over here to I need to find a way to like get this stuff like automatically loaded so I don't have to bring it up every single time. So I like to do the 13. And then let's do another SMA. And then I like to do the, what is it, the 55. Okay, this is interesting. Whoa. So in the 13, the 55, we had a cross right here, came back down. Now, based on the 13 simple moving average, it came up, blew past it, came down, touched it, and it's actually respecting the 13 SMA. It got rejected by the 55. So the question is, will it bounce off of this, touch the 13 SMA, and then blow past it? Because if that hits and we go past the 55 SMA, then it might be go time. You see what I'm getting at here?
I like that. Hey, can you put up one more indicator? I want to look at it. Just one thing.
All right.
DON. There it is. I just want to see what happens every time it touches the bottom of the channel.
Let me get rid of
the major moves.
So it comes,
the orange line is your support line.
Well, it touched that orange line, and then now it's well. This is on the daily, so it came down and then blew past it, and then opened up on the next day. So we got about another 22 hours. So seems like came up, blew past it, came back down, tested it, went down under, came up, past it, came down, touched it, and then now we have to get a retest.
Interesting. I like seeing above that orange support line right there. That's looking good to me in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the is that the 20? I need to look at that. That's a cool indicator, man. Because look, it comes up, blows past it, and then once it broke down past this orange line, and we got another one, that was your time to get out. Came in, touched it, blew past it, came in, blew past it. Can it hold? Yeah.
It's starting to move above it now, and that's the goal.
Yeah, if you can stay above this orange line, that could be a great indicator. So yeah, that's another positive indicator. So I think overall, the main thing we're trying to see is, can it go past the RSI? Can it go back and touch the 50 SMA? And then can it go above, what's this orange line called?
That's just your support line. I that's all I know it to be called.
All right, what's this method called?
The Donchian channel.
All right, so in the Donchian channel, whatever this orange line is, I think that's the 20. Can it go above? So yeah, good stuff. So, yeah, man. Andy, it's looking good. Like I said, potential $1 billion meme. So not financial advice, all that good stuff. All right, man. Well, those are the 2 coins I want to highlight. We'll keep it at that. Anything else before we just talk about Bitcoin?
Let's see. Okay, the orange line in the Donchian channel represents the middle line, which is the midpoint between the upper and lower channels, and it's calculated by taking the average of the upper and lower bands.
All right, gotcha. So I guess it just looks at volatility with the chart. So it says it's when it's really high end on the volatility and then low end. That's cool. I'm gonna research that. Cool. All right, man. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll talk about some Bitcoin. Maybe let's see. I say Bitcoin ETH and Bitcoin and dominance, and we'll call it good. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds good to me, brother.
All right, awesome. All right, so let's just take a look at Bitcoin. Why am I touching so much stuff? All right, that's on. Well, let's start on the weekly. I want to talk about the monthly yet. All right. So the weekly, what do we see? We got a breakout on the weekly. So we have, well, I'll probably bring this down a little bit right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so these are some good touches right here. And then came in, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I like this. Can I make this come down here? Nah. It makes more sense to keep the band down here. Yeah. All right. So we finally have a breakout of this flag. I know some people are putting this flag a little bit higher or a little bit lower. Like they're bringing this thing down to about like right here. I disagree. I think this is a perfect test. So because we broke out past this and we hit our support line, which is the original all-time high, we're at a critical point, man, on the weekly. One thing I don't want to see, if this forms a doji, we might have to come back down and retest. Just being straight out, flat out honest with you with the situation. A weekly doji might be another shakeout coming back down. That is within the realm possibility. If we can go a little bit above and maybe hit somewhere right around that 70K and then come up and test 71K at the end of this month, November is going to be insane. I'm telling you right now, right across the board, November is going to be bonkers. So when it comes to this weekly close, which is going to be happening in about 3 days, we do not want a doji. If we get a doji, we're going down. You see what I'm getting at here?
Yeah, too much indecision in the market, and people will just start to lose their grip. It'll freaking go for a free fall if it dojis.
Yeah, if we see a doji, 62K is a target, and the reason why 62K is a target, there's a lot of resistance. That's the original all-time high, but then this could lead us to a potential target of as low as 56.5. So the likelihood of that happening is extremely least likely, but it is within the realm of possibility. So broke up. I basically want to see us just come up here and touch 71K. If we touch 71K, it's going to be magical stuff. So weekly, a little concerning, but the following week before, that was a beautiful green candle to the upside. Nice breakout. So we can get that green candle confirmation and then get another candle. Baby, it's on. We're going to the moon, baby. So I love it.
I
Daily.
think that's more conservative area for the flag anyways, right there, bro. Thinking about the way this chart has traded in the past.
Yeah, I need to extend this out a little bit. Yeah, I'm not trying to change too much. So we came up, blew past it, broke down, had that retest. So right here in the daily, you see how we had that retest. So anytime we break out, you have to retest it, came back, broke out again, and then we're having another retest. So we're retesting the top of this flag. As of right now, we haven't gotten 2 green candles outside of the top of the flag. If we got that 2 green candles, then it's go time, and then we start going up to the next level. Remember, 2 green candles is what we're looking for. All we had right now, 1 red, broke down, green, came back in, and then hopefully we don't get a doji today. So if you guys look at the trading patterns, you can say this is an Adam and Eve. You can say this is a cup and handle. You can say this is inverse head and shoulder. There's like 5 bullish trading pattern. Pick pick a bullish trading pattern and apply it to the chart, and you will have like 5 targets. But we've already given you guys the same target. The first target's going to be 80K. When we break out of this flag, we'll probably hit 80K, maybe blow past a little bit of it, retest and come back. And that's just based off of that Adam Eve target or cup and handle or whatever you want to call it. So many trading patterns, man. So monthly. All right. This is the make it or break it point, guys.
Is it October? Is it October?
Is it October? Yeah. Are we still in October? So here's what we got. They call this a McRib. Green candle. If we close up, it's going to look like a McRib. Now, when I see this close out, I want to see this close above. So I want to see this thing like above the flag, not at the flag, not a doji, none of that stuff. I want to see this thing come up and touch that 71K. That 71K, and then, bro, November is going to be majestical. You know what I'm saying? I do not want to see this come down here and then touch that, you know, was it 56 or even touch the 61 or 62, because if that happens, there's a good chance that November is going to be very, very sketchy because we got the momentum. We're coming in. We're above the flag. Let's get that close higher up here. And if we close up here, we come out, hit 80K, back test the all-time recent high, and then W on out, come up. So it'll probably be something like this. All right, this line's going to look really, really sketchy. But, you know, we blow. Oh, come on, man. Come on. So, like, you know, we blow up here. Back tests, all-time high, and then boom, see you later. That's basically how this chart these charts work. And we look in the past. I don't know if you can really see on the monthly. Let's see. Yeah, like right here. So when we came down, you see this flag that came up right here. So you can make an argument this is like just a massive flagging down. So we came in, came up, broke out, doji, bullish engulfing candle, tested back down into that flag. So you see how this thing came in, broke out, back tested, came out, tested, came up. That's a similar process we'll probably see. It's going to be more on the weekly and the daily, but that's just something to expect, especially with this type of chart. What was this from? Is this in log? Oh, crap. This has been in log. That's why it looks so weird. Yeah, man. So that's basically from the last market. You know, you always got that back test and then boom, see you later. So whole thing was in log this entire time. So yeah, man, I think overall Bitcoin price chart looks good. We're finally getting a breakout on the weekly. The question is, can we hold this breakout? Or people are like, oh my God, dude, there's a flush out. We're going back down to 40K. Nah, bro. So any thoughts on this, man?
Looking good to me, man. Honestly, 3 days. Like you said, we got 3 days, and that's going to be a pivotal moment. So we'll know, and that'll give us a good idea of how this month's going to close.
Yep. Bitcoin daily. Wow. I guess Bitcoin dominance is just doing whatever it wants at this point. Look at that, 59%. I wonder if there's any indicators. Moving average exponential. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the EMA. Let's look at 200. $200 doesn't do it. Let's look at 500. Is there a 500? Oh, look at that. So the 500's up here. So the 500 weekly moving average. I don't know if that's going to happen. Let's get the 400. Oh, look at this. Look at that. All right, so we have the 400 EMA. It's actually flatlining at 60% right here. This is interesting. Trey
Well, look at
Souls,
the 300. Look at the 300.
I think we might have made a discovery right now, dude. I think we're like Lewis and Clark, just going out west towards California right now. That's what we're doing. We're going to
Oh,
California, baby. So
but you're
look, we
right on the
came into
400.
yeah, maybe this is what we were messing up because we were using the simple moving average. The EMA is actually a little bit more progressive because what I'm seeing, so what this is doing is it's taking the average of 400 weeks and it's plotting it. So the average 400 weeks, it makes a like a trend line, kind of like you know how you had like the points back in school, and then you're like, okay, I got a point here, I got a point here. Here's the X and Y. Here's the average line that goes through these points. That's basically what the EMA is, except it does it on higher time frames. So right now, the EMA, the 400 EMA, and that's the exponential moving average, which is actually a smoother line and a much more conservative bet compared to the simple moving average. It's basically a lot more smoothed out. It's curling at 60% right here. So I don't know if this line is going to keep on going up. It seems like it is. Maybe we come up and we touch that 60.59 and then finally get that breakdown. Because when I come over here to the 1 month, let's go to the SMA. So if I come over here and type in, what is it? We did the 100, right? So the 100 simple moving average got hit, and then now it's just breaking past it. So what this is telling me that the 100 simple moving average is invalidated, and that's just part of the game. You see what I'm getting at here?
Hey, I like doing this. This is a live on-screen discovery, like you said, Lewis and Clark, bro. We're breaking down barriers right now.
Yeah, so check this out. The 50 EMA is sitting at 62% on the monthly, which is interesting.
Closer.
What if we did the 50? Oh, nope, 50 EMA ain't that live. What would we do the 88? Let's do the 88. Just yo! Dude, what if it touched the 88? Because look, the 88 saying right around 60%. The 88 exponential moving average. Matrix
Leave that one.
confirmed.
Leave that one there, bro.
The 88. Wow, that is crazy. So, I mean, to be honest with you, we should make this like a red line. And let's just do the thickness. So, but if we go back on the weekly, let's look at the weekly real quick. Chances are, on the weekly, what were we doing on the weekly? Was it the 400?
Yeah, that's what, yep.
Here, let's just do this. I'll have both. I'll put them both. All right, so the 400. I mean, I think they're both in overall agreement. So, I think what we can do is measure everything across the board of how it is right now. Because actually, we also need to just take a quick look in the past and just see how this performed. Yeah, because you don't want to just start throwing out random stuff and just saying, because right here, whoa, we don't want that. Because what I'm seeing right here is the 400 EMA is coming in, because I know we had the 400 SMA and the 400 EMA is coming in. Now it's flatlining. Maybe the 400 EMA will be the major resistance that this chart will come, touch, and bounce off of. So yeah, I think we should do analysis of this. And I'm pretty sure the 400 and the 88 monthly are basically like the same time frame.
They're right
So
there. That's funny.
I'm pretty sure that's the time. I need to do the math on that, but I like don't take my word for it. But that might be the same time frame. If it's the 88, bro, this might be the one.
The 88, we found it. We found it.
We finally found it, dude. Like,
Finding
bro,
treasures.
the Matrix is tweaking right now, bro. It's just
All we know how to
tweaking.
do is find gems.
Yeah. Well, let's look at the 50 real quick. I want to see if it touches over here. Yeah, see, look at this. Look at this. So it comes down, touch, broke down, retest, broke down, came. So
And
that
now
was
the
just
88 is just a stronger indicator.
yeah, now the 88. Yeah, this could be it, man. It could be the 88. Wow. Dude, that's the find of the century right there. If we touch the 88 exponential moving average, that might be the top. And I don't want to like blow it up yet. I want to make sure we get confirmation and then go down. So yeah, man. So overall, I mean, all jokes aside, guys, we're still waiting to see that breakdown. We almost had a breakdown and then it turned out to be a major failure. So, this thing's starting to curl up. Maybe the 88 or the 400 EMA on the weekly and or monthly could be that indicator, but we're starting to break out of the ascending wedge. And the question is, when will we come back down and break down? So what this is telling me is that more people are going to Bitcoin and altcoins might get slaughtered a little bit more, which gives you a great opportunity to make entry on altcoins and meme coins. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, brother.
All right, man, that was a great find, dude. I'm gonna keep those. All right, Ethereum on the weekly, inverse head and shoulders. All right, I can see it right now on the weekly, which means we're gonna have to test the top of this flag very, very soon. So coming down, inverse head and shoulders, broke down. Hopefully next week we come up and then we'll have a retest and we break out that retest. We're gonna touch the top of this flag. So what I want to see is on this weekly close, I don't want to see a doji. Well, preferably I want to see this break out, but there's a good chance that we close down here. Next candle, come back up, retest, and then boom, test the top of this flag range. Now the monthly. Dang, dude, this monthly looks so jacked up, dude. Look at that. Boom, boom. Spinning top doji. So we need a green candle and we need to get to about 3K. 3K and pray. That's it. If we don't hit 3K, I don't know. This might be the end of Ethereum, or the market maker just likes messing with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all over. If Ethereum doesn't hit 3K and then Titanx is going to fail, AlienX is going to fall into the 99th dimension, it's going to be all over. I'm going to be completely out, and all I'm going to have is a rowboat.
The Matrix be tweaking at that point. So, damn, dude, this thing looks so artificial. Like, look at what they're doing. So I know most of you guys, you're learning TA. We're trying to like help you out here. So what this is showing is it's coming up, and you get one touch right here, and you come back up, and we get another touch. So what the market maker is saying is this is a double top. Any trader that sees this chart, you run for the hills. If you see a double top, run. You see what I'm getting at here? So, and this is on the monthly. That's the crazy part. So double top on the monthly, broke down, and then now we're seeing this thing where we had a spinning top doji last month, and then now it's just showing another red candle. So I don't think Ethereum's over. I just want to make that clear. I think Ethereum is going to do its thing, and I think it's being artificially impacted. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I definitely agree. That was all satire. Most of the posts are satire. So, yeah, I'm definitely not going to end this market in a rowboat. That's for sure.
Yeah, bro. You know what? We're just gonna go live out in a log cabin in the woods, not in the rowboat. Screw the rowboat.
Shoot
We're gonna
raccoons.
go live out with the rednecks. You know what I'm saying?
Eat squirrels. Squirrel soup.
Yeah, so we broke down, came in, broke down, test out, W on out. I mean, showing an inverse head and shoulders here. So the question is, when do we start breaking up to the top of this flag range? Because when we hit this top of this flag, breakout, retest, see you later. So right now, right here, you see this right here? This is the best time to get into Ethereum memes. That's what I'm telling you. Because if we test the top of this flag and start going up here, then there's a good chance it might be go time. Like when we hit this flag, touch 35K, test the breakout, see you later. So right here is where you're gonna find your 100x to 1000x meme coins, altcoins, and etc. So yeah, man. Ethereum looks good. Any final thoughts on that?
I think that's good, brother. I think we covered a lot of bases tonight. It's about hour and 45 minutes. We gave him that good sauce. And you're yawning, bro. Quit yawning. You're about to make me fall asleep.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, it was a great live stream. We got 122 guys in here, guys. Please consider subscribing, hit the like button, share this out on Twitter so we can continue to connect with conscious souls. This was a great live stream. Trace Souls gave you a lot of info. I gave you guys a lot of info. You should rewatch this because if you can understand the stuff we talk about on this live stream, besides all the BSing with ratios and how to make plays and when to make entries and how to find coins and stuff, you'll do really well. Do not follow crowds. Be the black sheep. It's okay to be the weirdo because the weirdo and the outcast, the guy that sticks out in society and that doesn't fit in with the rest of the people, those guys are typically your boss or the next millionaires of the future. And that's what you got to understand. There's nothing wrong with being a solo dude and or chick, whatever. You get the point. I'm going on a rant. Any thoughts on that or
Love it,
anything
bro.
else you
Yep.
want to say?
Yeah, look, lone wolves typically find their packs. So once you found your way into working hard, it also never hurts to collaborate with others. That's what Chris and I have been able to make a living off of. So, with that being said, stay chill, keep it easy, and happy trading to you guys. Peace out.
Yes, sir. And have another beautiful day in the Matrix. And like Guga said, do not sleep on AlienX.